Hey, what's going on, guys? Tonic here, and welcome to my daily Get Good vlog. Today, we are playing Mario Kart 8 again, but you'll see that it's me playing, but it's pre-recorded while I talk over it because my subject matter today is something I talked about the other day, but I wanted to give you guys some more information. Some stuff I discovered today, and I really wanted to share it with you. This is about COPPA. COPPA is the big hot topic, the huge hot topic on YouTube these days, and I just wasn't too worried about it myself. And be honest, I'm still not worried about it because I don't break the law. I don't do shady things, especially around children. So I just wanted to look into it more though because people keep freaking out. They keep saying that my channel's going down. My channel's going down. So I'll just started searching on Google, and guess what? I found an awesome article on ftc.gov. Now, what is FTC, you say? That's the Federal Trade Commission, and that is the government entity that is the ones who will come after you if you violate COPPA, which is a law. Okay, COPPA is a law. By the way, thanks for being here. Please like and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. And if you're here for the Mario Kart, check me out. I know I was going to talk over it, so I'm making kinds of crazy faces, all kinds of stuff. So enjoy. I'm doing a little dancing. But, so I wanted to read some of this article to you because it is very eye-opening and actually very detailed about making it more understandable how it's going to affect YouTube. And I think you're going to be very surprised at how much it's not going to affect YouTube, which is wonderful. And this comes straight from, her name is Kristen Cohen. And she is the assistant director of privacy and protection or whatever in the FTC. So she's a big deal. She knows her stuff here. This is straight from the FTC. So let's get to reading it. It's lengthy, so I'm going to try to get through it as quick as I can. So I apologize if I read a little too fast. But the links to the things I'll be reading will be right down in the description. So go check them out for yourself because there's a lot more in it than I'm going to read to you. But for sake of time, I'm just going to shorten it up for the pertinent things that I thought were really good. All right, so we'll start off talking about the lawsuit against YouTube and Google. So I'm going to read that, and here we go. The lawsuit against YouTube and Google alleged that the companies illegally collected personal information from children in violation of COPPA. According to the complaint, the companies collected that information from viewers of child-directed YouTube channels in the form of persistent identifiers that track users across the internet, but didn't notify parents and get their consent. To settle the case, YouTube and Google agreed to create a mechanism so that channel owners can designate when the videos they upload to YouTube are, to use the words of COPPA, directed to children. The purpose of this requirement is to make sure that both YouTube and channel owners are complying with the law. That provision of the settlement has raised questions among content creators about how to determine if what they upload to YouTube or other platforms is directed to children. The FTC enforces the law through the COPPA rule. In general, COPPA requires operators of commercial websites and online services that are directed to children, more about that in a minute, to provide notice and obtain verifiable parental consent before they collect personal information from kids under 13. The COPPA rule defines personal information to include obvious things like a child's first and last name or home address, but that's not all. Under COPPA, personal information also covers what are called persistent identifiers, behind-the-scenes code that recognizes a user over time and across different sites or online services. That could be an IP address or a cookie when it's used to serve targeted ads. Keep in mind that an operator also might be collecting personal information through an open comment field on its site or service that allows a user under 13 to make personal information publicly available. For example, think of a comment like this on a child-directed site. My name is Mary Jones from Springfield. I love this video. So, how does COPPA apply to channel owners who upload their content to YouTube or another third-party platform? Now, this is the money-making question right here, guys. This is the meat and taters of what you guys want to know, and what I wanted to know too. After everybody's freaking out, I wanted to do the research and make sure I understood it like I already thought I did. I did understand it pretty much like I thought, but I want to make sure you guys getting it straight from the FTC here, okay? How does a COPPA apply to channel owners who upload their content to YouTube or another third-party platform? COPPA applies in the same way it would if the channel owner had its own website or app. If a channel owner uploads content to a platform like YouTube, the channel might meet the definition of a website or online service covered by COPPA, depending on the nature of the content and the information collected. If the content is directed to children, and if the channel owner or someone on its behalf, for example an ad network, collects personal information from viewers of that content, for example through a persistent identifier that tracks a user to serve interest-based ad, which is cookies and stuff, the channel is covered by COPPA. Once COPPA applies, the operator must provide notice, obtain verifiable parental consent, and meet COPPA's other requirements. For information on how to comply with COPPA, please visit the FTC's COPPA page for their 6-step compliance plan for your business. So there's a whole breakdown for you. If you feel like your videos are directed to children, it gives you all the information you need to know on how to be compliant with the rule. Now, after saying all that applies in that paragraph I just read to channels that are directed to children. Now, we're going to get to that in just a minute. We're going to get to some examples for you guys so you'll know. So I'm going to keep reading though. Here we go. Under COPPA, there is no one-size-fits-all answer about what makes a site directed to children, but we can offer some guidance. Of course, that's where the confusion has been, is people are like, I don't really know. So to be clear, your content isn't considered directed to children just because some children may see it. Boom, that's a key thing. Just because some children may decide to watch Mario Kart today doesn't mean that the video you're watching is directed to children and should be labeled as such. Because there's a mixed audience, there's a general audience out there that's actually listed in COPPA. So general audience things like this isn't violating COPPA because, for one, it's not directed to children, and two, I'm not collecting anybody's information anyway. I'm not asking for your name and stuff. Please don't give it to me. Don't want it. Don't need it. Anyway, so to be clear, your content isn't considered directed to children just because some children may see it. However, if your intended audience is kids under 13, it means if you're directing this content for 13 years and below, if your content's specifically made for these kids, and that's your audience, then you are covered by COPPA and have to honor the rules requirements. Okay, so if you're specifically making content, say you're making a kid's song like Baby Shark do 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 do, that kind of thing, you are under COPPA rules. Okay, so here is some additional factors that the FTC will consider in determining whether your content is child-directed. The subject matter, visual content, the use of animated characters or child-oriented activities and incentives. And I know what you're saying. Oh, this is Mario. It's animated characters. And I just dominated this race, by the way. That doesn't mean it's not directed to kids, though. You see, and this is a general audience situation. It's all about content, about context of your content. What are your intentions with it? The kind of music or other audio content, the age of models. So if we've got kids in these videos, that appeals to kids, see other kids doing things. The presence of child celebrities or celebrities who appeal to children, language or other characteristics of the site, whether advertising that promotes or appears on the site is directed to children. So let's say you put in your about section on your channel, you put, hey, my videos are intended for 6 to 9-year-olds trying to learn how to do math. Then yes, you're probably, actually no, you're definitely listed under the COPPA rules, so you have to follow the rule. And then the last thing they list is competent and reliable empirical evidence about the age of the audience. So they can watch your channel and tell, guys, they can see what your audience is directed to. Trust me, if they watch my Friday Night Dark Souls, they're good. They're gonna be like, yeah, this guy's not doing that. They're gonna be like, oh, he's playing Mario Maker 2. Yeah, he's getting ragey and mad, and he's not directing this towards children. It's not an environment that I'm trying to get children involved. You know, it's just me playing a game, and whoever wants to come by can. So anyway, they can come by and look at your channel, and they'll know. They're not just going to make assumptions. It's not going to be a bot that's going to come try to find you guys. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a person that's going to. You're going to have to get reported. And you're going to be doing some crazy stuff for FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, to be coming down on your channel where you're playing Minecraft or whatever you're playing. So remember, this is direct from the FTC, so we're going to read on. The determination of whether content is child-directed will be clearer in some contexts than in others, but we can share some general rules of thumb. First, unless you are affirmatively targeting kids, There are many subject matter categories where you don't have to worry about COPPA. For example, if your videos are about traditionally adult activities like employment, finances, politics, home ownership, home improvement, or travel, you're probably not covered unless your content is geared towards kids. So if you're trying to teach a kid how to file his taxes or trying to teach little Sally how to buy a house, you're probably okay talking about those things. The same would be true for videos aimed at high school or college students. On the other hand, if your content includes traditional children's pastime or activities, it may be child-directed. For example, the FTC recently determined an online dress-up game was child-directed. So they went to this website, and it was a game where you dress up your character, you make a scene, you create things. They determined that this website was directed towards children because it was obviously directed towards children, because I mean many adults are probably going on this website trying to design their little dresses or whatever, and this company got fined for it, and I'll tell you more about that in a second. Here we go. Just because your video has bright colors or animated characters doesn't mean you're automatically covered by COPPA. So here we go. We're playing Mario Kart. Animated characters, kids love them, I love them, adults love them. So right now, just because I'm playing this doesn't mean that COPPA is coming after me. You know, that's not how it works. That's not how FTC works. So while many animated shows are directed to kids, the FTC recognizes there can be animated programming that appeals to everyone. Third, the complaint in the YouTube case offers some examples of channels the FTC consider to be directed towards children. So, like I mentioned earlier, if you list in your About section that your audience was for children under 13, that's some channels were doing that. FTC saw that. Other channels made similar statements in communications with YouTube. So YouTube and this channel were communicating that, hey, we're for kids. We're trying to appeal to these kids and do this and this for them. And, you know, it was all positive stuff, but they have to follow the rules of COPPA. They are under that umbrella of COPPA. And some of the channel owners also enabled settings that made their content appear when users search for the names of popular toys or animated characters. So, like like an unboxing a toy or a toy review or something that kids are going to be definitely want to watch or see. There you go. You're under COPPA rules because you're trying to actually advertise that product and sell it. That's a direct-to-children communication. So I'm going to read you some stuff from the lawsuit. And this is where I think this is really helpful stuff. So in the lawsuit that the FTC brought against YouTube, they list on page 10, again, the link to this will be in the description as well. Toy brand Mattel has several popular YouTube channels, including Barbie, Monster High, Hot Wheels, and Thomas & Friends. Content from each of these channels regularly appears on YouTube's Kids and has been featured on its home canvas. These channels each show videos related to popular children's toys. For example, the Barbie YouTube channel has animated videos with Barbie and her friends, including, for example, Meet the Junior Rainbow Princesses. The channel also includes episodes of Barbie Dreamtopia, a show the channel owner describes as targeting 3 to 6-year-olds. The keywords the channel owner set that helped viewers find the Barbie channel on YouTube included Barbie doll and Malibu Dreamhouse. According to Mattel, the target demographic for Monster High is girls aged 6 to 10. Phoenix gave the Thomas & Friends channel a rating of Y. So, Mattel has a channel on YouTube, a bunch of channels that's based on their properties. And what are their properties directed to? Children. Overwhelmingly, they sell to children. That's their goal. That's who they appeal to. That's who they want. Now, are they want the parents? Are they trying to make content for the parents on these? No. The parents aren't watching the videos on YouTube. The kids are. Then the kids go back and say, Mommy, Daddy, I want this Barbie. I want this Thomas the Train set. So there you go. There's an example that they gave in this lawsuit. Cartoon Network is a popular YouTube channel that shows animated kids television shows, including Steven Universe, The Powerpuff Girls, and Teen Titans Go. The channel's content regularly appears on YouTube's Kids and has been featured on its home canvas. Defendants selected a clip from the Cartoon Network YouTube channel in a Creating for Kids playbook as a resource for other channels looking to make family-friendly content. In one marketing presentation, defendants referred to the channel as a popular YouTube channel kids are watching. So there you go. YouTube made mistakes. They are promoting things toward children. They are trying to drive content towards children, and that's what they're listing for. Trust me, they're not sending my channel towards children, guys. They're not doing it. That's not happening. if you're doing Let's Plays on Minecraft, I guarantee they're not directing you towards children. Now, if you're trying to appeal to children through your YouTube channel by using Minecraft, then that's something you might want to look at. Or if you're just playing it and having fun like I do on Minecraft, you're probably not trying to direct it towards children. You're just directing it towards a general audience. And I just dominated this circuit, by the way. Just letting you know. So anyway, in short, let's get back to my document here. So that was just a few snippets from the lawsuit. Now, finally, if you've applied the factors listed in the COPPA rule and still wonder if your content is directed to children, it might help you consider how others view your content and content similar to yours. Has your channel been reviewed on sites that evaluate content for kids? Is your channel or channel like yours mentioned in blogs for parents of young children or in media articles about child-directed content? Have you surveyed your users, or is there other empirical evidence about the age of your audience? So, are you trying to find out how old your audience is? I don't think so. I'm not. So just follow the rules of COPPA, read up on it, and learn it, guys. That's the key. Now, the one last thing real quick is the rule allows for civil penalties up to $42,530 per violation. That's a big number I've been seeing everybody throw around on YouTube and all these little fear-mongering videos that people have been putting out. $42,530. You could get fined $42,000 every time you have a violation. But that's up to. So a lot of these YouTubers aren't saying up to. They're just saying that's the damn fine. That's it. No, but the FTC considers a number of factors in determining the appropriate amount, including a company's financial condition and the impact a penalty could have on its ability to stay in business. While Google and YouTube paid $170 million because they're Google and YouTube, and trust me, they can afford it. In another COPPA case settled this year, the operator paid a total civil penalty of $35,000. So, there you go. If you're worried about your 73,000 subscriber YouTube channel getting fined $42,000 per video that they find a violation on, you can quit worrying, because that's not going to happen. They're not trying to put you out of business. They just said it right there. And they're also not going to charge you $42,000 because you're probably not that big of a corporation. You're probably not influencing that many children to where it's a big deal. But it's all a situation by situation basis. It does not mean that you're automatically getting fined $42,000. There's a lot that goes into it. So, as you can see, that's straight from the FTC. And this video has been a little long, so I'll probably put something here. I don't know what. But thank you so much for sticking around and listening to this. I hope you have, because this is very good information. And it just makes me feel really good about the whole COPPA situation. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to keep making my videos, do my live streams, have fun. That's the key. So just watch yourself, guys. Make sure you're not breaking the law. Go read up on COPPA. The links of these articles are down in the description. And thank you so much for listening. Be sure to like, subscribe if you're new. Stay cool. Peace. I am out.